This is the Azub Ty Fly X. Now, what is the Ty Fly X? Well, I'm glad you asked. Azub is a recumbent bike and trike manufacturer out of the Czech Republic, and they make several different basic models of recumbent trikes. The Tetris, which is the model that we previously had, has no suspension. It's just a solid welded frame, and any cushioning comes from the air in the tires, and that's not so bad on smooth roads, but on some of our kind of rutted gravel roads, they were a little bit harsh. The next step up is the Tricon, and the Tricon has rear suspension only, and this one has rear suspension on it, and that is a much smoother ride at a little bit higher cost. But then if you really want nice smooth suspension, the Ty Fly model has titanium leaf spring front suspension with some shocks in it that really smooth out the road. I have yet to hit a bump on this that made me feel like I was rattling my teeth. Really a nice, comfortable ride. And that's all thanks to that titanium leaf spring system. Like most of Azub's trikes, there are different versions in each of those model ranges. The 26-inch version is still a road bike, has 26-inch rear wheel and two 20-inch front wheels. But then both the Tricon in the Tricon GR model and the Ty Fly in the Ty Fly X model has the option of fatter 26-inch tires on the front of the trike. And this really makes for a more aggressive trike, much better for dirt roads, off-road, just really more of a beast, really wants to go wherever you want to take it. So the Ty Fly X is suspension front and rear, along with three 26-inch wheels and fatter tires. And I assume the X kind of stands for extreme, but I can't tell you that positively. Now, when we buy these trikes, they come in a base model, but I don't know if anybody ever uses just the base model. You can accessorize these just about however you want, and that means conventional bike components mostly. If you want a certain gearing, you want certain shifters, certain kind of brakes, whatever it is you want on your trike is probably available. On my Ty Fly X, I have 2.8-inch tires all the way around. We have hydraulic disc brakes. The drive system is a Shimano E6500 electric assist, and that means it has 3 levels of electric assist, or 4 if you count off, so you don't have to use the electric assist. You can ride without it if you want to. Do it all human powered. It works just fine that way. There's no drag on the electric motor. But if you'd like just a little help, there's an eco mode. A little bit more help, there's a normal mode. And if you're really tired at the end of a long ride, or if you have a steep hill, or if you stopped at a stop sign that you got to get going on a steep hill, you can kick it in high mode, and that really makes you feel like you got just a little bit extra wind and you can go just a little bit further. And that's really a nice thing to have when you need it. So to run that, it has a battery, and that battery is mounted right over here below my right hip under the seat where it's out of the way. I think you can actually mount 2 batteries so you can have twice the range on it. Although this one in normal mode thinks it'll go about 70 miles. We haven't pushed that to try it out, but that's the estimate. And it's got a little display that will give you a continuous readout of how much further you can go in eco, normal, or high modes, just depending on how you're riding that day. To go along with that, you still have some kind of manual shift option. And on this, I have a Rohloff speed hub. It's a 14-speed hub, and it has a twist shift here. And as I shift, I can shift from any gear to any other gear. I can shift when I'm parked. I can shift when I'm moving. That's one of the beautiful things about the speed hub. If you're coming down a hill and you're in 14th gear and you need to turn a corner and go up the next hill and you forgot to shift, you don't have to be pedaling to shift while you're parked at the stop sign. You can drop this down into first gear, and that's really a nice thing to do. If you're just suddenly feeling really strong, you don't have to just shift 1 gear at a time and wait for it. You can shift 2 or 3 gears at once to run it back up towards that 14th gear if that's what you need. I really like the speed hub. It's all internal. That means I'm not likely to have a chain jump off of a sprocket or something. There's still a chain ring on the electric motor up at the front, and a chain that runs all the way to the back to run the speed hub. It has a tensioner and idler wheels, things like that. So there's still some gearing, but there's no derailleur. You're not shifting through a derailleur. I'm not sure how this internal system works. I've never seen one taken apart. And I'm just going to take their word for it that it works. And it is so much more pleasant to ride than our old trikes, which were, I think, 27 gears. And in that 27 gears, a lot of those were repetitive. So as you shift from one chainring to the next, suddenly you're crossing over and you're not really where you think you want to be because it's not consistent and consecutive. And I know bike riders get used to that. They do this kind of stuff all the time. But for me, I've never been a big bike person. So something that is a little bit more intuitive, a little bit easier to just go from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and work your way through the gears without having to worry about which chainring you're in and which sprockets you're on and all that. I really like it. It's a great thing. About the only maintenance it needs is oil change once a year. And that sounds like it's a pretty easy job too. Getting late in the afternoon, it looks like I'm going to lose my son behind the trees and I'm going to be all in the shade here. So we'll probably wrap this up pretty quick. Because we have a battery system on here that we recharge, it was very convenient to put a headlight and a tail light that come on automatically every time you turn on the electric assist system. It's just a matter of a push button over here on the left-hand grip that turns on the e-assist when the system is already on. But the whole time it's on, that headlight's on, tail light's on. That makes life a little bit safer. Of course, I've got flags that go on here for additional safety, and that really helps you be seen on the road. And if we're riding at night, we have some other lights that we use. We've got a really nice mirror that's actually from a German trike manufacturer that is better than the typical mirrors you see on these things. I put a stand assist bar on here, not so much to help me get on and off the trike, but it was a great place to mount the mirror. I got a camera mount that I can put a little GoPro or action camera on. And I may put another one of these on the other side, so I've got a place for a water bottle that's easily accessible. There's all sorts of places you can mount whatever kind of accessories you want. I've got a rack on the back. There's actually a zippered pocket built into the seat here that I can keep some tools in if I want tools on the road, or a pair of gloves, whatever you may need. It'll hold panniers. We actually have a trailer hitch on here, and one of these days I'll talk about our little trailer, so if we have to take a whole bunch of stuff to the post office, we can just tow it on a trailer with the trike. Now, as I was waiting for my trike to be completed, I noticed that there was a picture on Azub's Instagram account of a yellow Ty Fly X. And the technician that was working on that trike said he had dubbed that trike the Yellow Submarine. And I thought, I'm gonna keep that name. Unfortunately, then I looked at the date of the picture and it was several months before I actually ordered mine. So that clearly was not my trike. And I'm not gonna steal the name if it wasn't really the same trike. But in honor of the Beatles and the Yellow Submarine, I think I've decided to call this trike Ringo. So this was your introduction to Ringo. Ringo, the YouTube crowd. And I'm sure I will think of many things to say about this trike that I didn't think to mention. We'll talk about some of the accessories and how things mount. And we'll take a look at the trailer. We'll also take a look at Janet's fat trike, which is not a Ty Fly. It is a different model of trike with the fat tires and all the stuff that goes with a fat trike. So that'll be a separate video. So that's about all I've got for now. I do hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, I'd love it if you hit that subscribe button down there. Feel free to stick around, watch a few of the other videos, share the videos with your friends, get out, have some fun, have an adventure, and we'll see you for the next one.